NFL. We are going full bore as the NFL takes even more center stage in January. We'll mix in some college, but Andrew, let's take a look at the NFL and media. It's Marchand and Meterparel. Everybody loves sports media. And what are you thinking about?
I think when you look at 2026, we're always talking about the streamers and potential new packages the NFL could have. We look at it, the NFL is most dominant. We talk about Netflix maybe having some sort of special, the best games. Well, that's, in my opinion, what Sunday Night Football at NBC is. They basically have the best games. Thursday Night Football had a very good schedule. Monday Night Football had their spots. And then, of course, the 425 games are the highest rated. So I'm not really sure where the NFL makes this great new schedule for one of the streamers, YouTube or Netflix or Amazon Prime if they want more. We'll get into that. They got a very good playoff game. All right, I got a quiz this week.
Okay.
We're doing a quiz throughout the show for Meterparel. Meterparel on the hot seat, not on the rundown. All right, this is what we're starting off with. These are courtesy of our buddy at Sports Business Journal, Austin Carr. We did it right before the end of the year, so there could be a couple that changed.
Adjunct professors do not endorse pop quizzes.
I'm not a big fan of the pop quiz either, but this will be fun. We're going to do it throughout the show. Top 100 telecasts of 2025 meet. How many of them do you think were sports related? For the audience, they can think about it too. How many of the top 100 shows of this year were sports related?
I'm going to go with the number 86 in honor of the old Patriot Stanley Morgan.
Wow, good guess. 96. All right, we'll get into more of that as we go on. We're presented by WSC Sports, as always. Twice weekly podcast available at andrewmarchand.com. We come out Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays, it's Marchand and Meterparel. Thursdays, it's the main event. John Oran comes back for his monthly visit. Those come out by 5:45 a.m. on Tuesday, by 5:45 a.m. on Thursday. Usually get them to you earlier than that. Let's get to it.
All right, let's go here. What is up in your world?
You know what? 2026, you lead us off.
Oh, you want me to lead off? Man.
You lead off.
So much to
I want once Marv had Mike Fratello, and he told him not to talk to the third quarter, and he said, then your analysis will be more anticipated.
That's every play-by-play guy's dream. Do not talk until the third quarter. All right, my what's up. Speaking of play-by-play, Mike Tirico, an outstanding final call. Steelers and Ravens. Your Steelers edge the Ravens on Sunday night. Let's hear the missed field goal.
They went around the country and spoke to a lot of the kickers who were coming out, and they decided Tyler Loop was made of the right stuff for moments like this. He now has a chance to win the division for the Ravens. The final play of the regular season for the final spot in the playoffs. Tyler Loop from 44. Snap good. Hold it. The kick is no good. It is wide right. And the Steelers are the champions of the North.
The best part of that call, I would argue, was the beginning of the call when he framed it and he gave you the historical knowledge that the Ravens talked to Tyler Loop about this very scenario. They quizzed him probably about it in the pre-draft process. He was their guy. The steely nerves. Well, it came down to a 44-yarder and he missed it. Not exactly Adam Vinatieri in this situation. So I like the way he framed it. He's outstanding doing that. He's always a good match-the-moment guy. He did that as well. Maybe a little bit too radio-esque if I was nitpicking. But I thought he let it wash over him. Collinsworth did a good job at the end, letting it wash over him. Pictures were powerful. They told the story. So that was just a terrific broadcasting moment.
My what's up is Sean McDonough. We'll keep it close to Ithaca, but Syracuse, a couple of Syracuse alums, first Tirico, now McDonough. McDonough, I think, has got his credit, which we have given to him since we started this podcast about a year and a quarter ago. McDonough, it was named the National Sportscaster of the Year. I'm not a big award person. I always say about awards, they don't mean anything unless you're winning it. So congrats to McDonough. Nice that he got emotional about that award. The thing about McDonough, I think right now, when you look at college football nationally on TV, he's the best guy going. You have some others, Jason Benetti, Noah Eagle. There's others. Schusen's very good. Pash is good. But you look at it, McDonough, I think, is the best in college football. And so he gets my what's up.
All right, my what's down. Mark Jones for his Pop-Tarts Bowl broadcast. Now, I was one of the 8 million people watching the Pop-Tarts Bowl between Georgia Tech and BYU. That's a huge number. I think it was the biggest non-playoff bowl viewing, which is outstanding for ESPN and ABC. But I noticed a multiple mistake-filled game for Mark Jones. Was glaring to me. It's magnified in that type of setting. Maybe not during week 3, but in a bowl game, you got to be buttoned up. Misinformation, stuff that I knew. I know I'm an ACC guy, but Georgia Tech fans probably were shocked that he didn't know. Roddy Jones did a good job kind of picking up the slack for him, but Mark Jones just felt like it was very forced at times. He loves the big words. I know that's his thing. But it seemed like it was just a disjointed broadcast.
All right, my what's down is the number 2 NFL team for ESPN, Chris Fowler, Louis Riddick, and Dan Orlovsky. They preceded Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Such a relaxed broadcast after all these years with Buck and Aikman. The exact opposite from Fowler, Riddick, and Orlovsky. I think ESPN, they have to ask themselves because they had to pay Buck and Aikman so much to bring them in because they could not post Mike Tirico, figure out how to put a crew together. I just think they need to go back and say, how did we get to Fowler, Riddick, and Orlovsky as a team? That's number 1. Just too much talking between plays, not a relaxed listen, no real orientation. Like if you just take a step back, and most people don't watch like this, but I do, does it make sense what's going on? Are they building off everything? Or is it just sort of kind of throwing paint against the wall? And I don't think, all of them have their better qualities. I mean, Fowler's an all-timer. He's a legend. Scholastic Sports America, really College Game Day. I don't think he's a great play-by-player. I've said that before. Riddick is good on the draft. That's his specialty. Orlovsky might have some potential in the booth. I think he does, but again, it's hard. A lot dependent on the combination you're in. So my what's down, Chris Fowler, Louis Riddick, and Dan Orlovsky, which brings us back to our quiz. Okay. John Meterparel, of the top 100 shows of 2025, how many do you think were football, college, and NFL?
Oh, I'm going to go with 87.
Good guess. 92. But 84 estimated, according to our guy Carp at SBJ, 84 were NFL. So pretty good. All right, we'll keep going with that with the quiz. Meet twice a week podcast. You want to listen to the rest of the podcast, AndrewMarchand.com, AndrewMarchand.com. We'll get into more quizzing, Meterparel, and a lot of NFL